What is the difference between the Nurani awakening, Nurani unveiling, and the Dhulumati unveiling, unveiling that has a source in darkness? And could the Salik, could the wander to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala take his way in his own hands without a murshid, without a guide, without a shaykh?
So what is the difference between the luminous unveiling and the dark unveiling? Luminous unveiling leads you to that which is higher, that which is from the higher realms. And how is that? The human being, when before coming into creation, was the origin of the human being is from paradise, as the story tells us. Is from the upper realm. That means the human being is from the upper realm. And what is in the upper realm? There is the sciences of God. This is the sciences of the self. There is the realities of being. When you access the upper realm, then you will realize and know what people call Tawheed al-Asma, or like realizing the unity of the names, the unity of the attributes, annihilation in God, knowing the truth, knowing yourself, who you are, knowing the layers and the ranks of the nafs, of the self. You will recognize yourself, yourself and your nature as a heart. And then you recognize when you are an intellect, and when you are an innermost secret, when you are a self or an ego or a soul. Then you will recognize all of this that's within you, that's from the upper realm. And how is this known? Through the vehicle of the luminous disclosures. Why? Because God's speech, the Quran, God's speech is light, the prophets are light. The attributes of God are light. His names are light. Everything that's worthy and that's higher than it is luminous and light. But for the dark unveiling, then you have to take the other half of the verse of Allah is the wali of those who believe. He takes them out from darkness into the light. Then you will be following. The first half is the first half that talks about moving from darkness into light. Then that's what we call the luminous disclosure, or the luminous unveiling. The dark unveiling is the second half of the verse that says, and those who have disbelieved, their, and in the plural, awliya, their guides, their deputies, their masters are the taghut. They take them out from the darknesses into the light, from the upper realm into the lower realms. So the person who is experiencing the dark disclosure is the person who is living in multiplicity, following the multiplicity of their desires, following the multiplicity of reason, following the multiplicity of guides. They jump from one master to another, from one philosophy to another, from one idea to another. Those are the people, ultimately, if they continue that way and follow their desires and their whims, they might reach the dark disclosure. And what does the dark disclosures do? It takes them into the lower realm, into the realm, into everything that has that lives within the lower realm. And what do we find in the lower realm? We find the devils. We find everything that's bad, everything that is dark. So existence is divided into two. There is darkness and light. There is an upper luminous realm, and there is a dark lower realm. And the human being is a nismith, is a barzakh in between. If you follow the nafs al-ammara, the commanding ego, or like the commanding soul, or the commanding self, then that commanding self will lead you towards the lower realm, the realm of darkness. If you actualize yourself and your soul into the nafs al-mutma'inna, or the pleased soul through practices, then it will lead you into the upper realm. And you will need light for that. The upper realm is essentially a luminous realm. And the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, when the believers cross over hell through the Sirat, the hell itself will speak and will say, pass quickly, O believer, for your lights extinguish my fire. Right? So light is always a positive. It is, if there is no dark and lower unveiling that involves light, and the light is that which leads you upward, not downward. The lower unveilings lead you to that which is lower, and the upper unveilings lead you into meditating on the creation of the heavens and the earth, into that which is veiled from you till you realize the truth, and then you will say, oh God, you have not created this with no purpose. They will tell you the reason of creation, the truth behind creation, but you will need light for that. And when your being, your ontology is illuminated, your spirit is illuminated, then gradually your heart will be illuminated, your intellect will be illuminated. You will expand within yourself. Your reason will expand. Your aql, your delimited intellect will gradually gets bigger, and you will be able to accept and understand that which the conventional intellect is unable to fathom and to understand, because now you have access to a different type of intellect. But again, as for the dark unveiling, it is the work of dark magic. It is based on illusions. It is based on playing tricks on things that have no actual ontological existence and being. It is like the story of the Sahara, of the magicians and Moses. It is said that the magicians, when they threw, thousands of magicians, I don't know, like in the story, when they threw their sticks, the crowd, it has been, they played tricks to the crowd, became like an illusion in the minds of the crowd, and they've seen those sticks as moving snakes. But in reality, the sticks were still sticks. But then when Moses threw his stick, the one who has the knowledge of the upper realm, the one who has the knowledge of light, then that stick of Moses turned in reality into a snake, into a true snake. And then it ate all the other sticks. And when obviously the magicians, they saw that, they recognized that this is a different type of science that's from the upper realm. They all bowed down and prostrated to Moses, right? Now the second question, can I wayfare to God without a guide, without a wali? No, you cannot wayfare to God by yourself. You always need a guide on your path. This is an existential reality that we cannot reject. we were created through the medium of our parents. We were brought down through the medium of our parents. We got to know things through our mothers first, then through our fathers. Then we went to school, and there was the medium of the teacher. So we gained knowledge through teachers, like elementary school, then in high school. Then we always had mediums around us to gain knowledge and to learn. So why not having and that would always have to apply to, obviously, the highest of all knowledges. That's the knowledge of God and the self. Indeed, Ibn Mashish, the 12th century Moroccan Sufi master, said, without the medium, there will be no access to the one that's being mediated for. Basically, without the medium, you cannot seek that which beyond the medium. So you need a medium to access that which is being mediated for. لولا الواسطة لما كان الموصول. So there is no way fairing without the wasita. There is no fairing without there is no way fairing to the truth and to God without a medium. And even the Prophet ﷺ gave us hints in one hadith. He said, the lower sphere or the lower realm, the dunya, is cursed, except for three things: a knowledgeable person, someone who's seeking knowledge, and the remembrance of God. So first of all, you have someone who has realized the truth, someone who's on the path to find the truth. And what's even in this here, the Prophet ﷺ talks about the medium between the two, the medium to find the truth, the medium, the contract, that is the dhikr of Allah, the remembrance of God. Beyond those three, as it is described in the hadith, everything is from the lower realm. Everything is from the cursed realm. So some people say, intermediaries are important in life. But some people, accept intermediaries in all aspects of life, but they don't accept it when it comes to God. They would say, I would worship God myself, and then I will find God through my own intellect and through my own way. But they forget that their actual creation, their actual existence in being is based on an act of mediation. They just haven't appeared on as a creation like this. They needed the medium of the parents. So mediums and intermediaries are an existential necessity. And this is the case for every human being if they contemplate about their lives. They came through the medium of the parents. They learned the first things through their parents. Then they learned from teachers. Then they became specialists until they themselves became intermediaries for others. And that's life, You go from intermediary to intermediary to intermediary till you yourself, you master something and you become an intermediary for others. And that's the life cycle. And that's how life is.